I was born in the village of Umudim, where the earth was red, the trees sang with the wind, and the sun painted the skies with stories. But my voice was a whisper, hiding, always hiding. In school, I sat at the back. My hand would rise halfway, then fall like a leaf too scared to face the wind. I was never called smart, only quiet. Shy like a lizard under a rock, they'd say. I heard them. I always heard them. But I never said a word. My words were prisoners behind my teeth. Then came Mama Ogechi, the storyteller with a voice like thunder and eyes like morning fire. Mama Ogechi, bold, grandmotherly. Come, child, even a whisper can crack the sky if it's true enough. She handed me the talking stick. My hands trembled, my knees were water, but I opened my mouth and said, "There once was a tortoise who thought his voice too small to matter." That night, I found something. I wasn't shy. I was full of stories, waiting to be set free. Today, they call me Nkiru, the voice of the valley. Good morning, afternoon, everyone. I want to share something with you. A memory. I used to tremble just to say present in school. Some of you might know that feeling. The teacher is reading the roll call, and you can hear your name getting closer and closer down the list. Your heart starts to pound. Your throat gets dry. Your entire world shrinks down to that one moment and that one single word you have to say. A word that feels like a mountain. You aren't worried about giving the wrong answer. You're worried your voice will crack. You're worried people will look. You're worried about taking up space, even for a second. That was my reality. Fear was a physical thing. It lived in my body, and its only command was, be invisible. For years, I thought the solution was to become fearless. I believed that one day, I would wake up, and the fear would just be gone. I thought courage was a destination you arrived at, a quiet, peaceful place where the doubt and the anxiety couldn't touch you anymore. But I was wrong. The victory wasn't in erasing fear. That was never the point. Now, I speak. I stand here before you. And I do it not because the fear is gone. It's not. It's still there. Sometimes it's a quiet whisper. Sometimes it's a familiar knot in my stomach. It's a passenger that decided to come along for the ride. But here is the great secret I learned. I don't have to give it the steering wheel. What changed wasn't the absence of fear. What changed was the presence of something stronger. I found things that were more important than my fear. I found my purpose. I found my convictions. I found the belief that my ideas had value and that my voice had a right to be heard. And that is why I speak today. I speak because my desire to connect with you is more important than my fear of being judged. I speak because the message I want to share is louder than the doubts in my head. I speak because fear no longer rules me. Fear was a king, and I have overthrown him. Not through a violent battle, but by simply choosing to listen to a different voice, my own. So I want to leave you with this question. Don't ask yourself, how can I become fearless? That's a ghost hunt. Ask yourself this instead. What is so important to me that I am willing to do it alongside my fear? Find that reason. Find that purpose, whether it's big or small. Let it be the reason you raise your hand, the reason you share your idea, the reason you say yes to an opportunity. Because courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is feeling that tremble, hearing that doubt, and speaking anyway. Thank you. To every girl hiding in silence, every boy too scared to speak. I was you, but hear me now. Tremble if you must, but speak. Let your whisper become a roar. Because sometimes the shyest voices are the ones the world is dying to hear.